A British truck driver was just sentenced to 13 and a half years in prison after he smuggled a $9.4 million worth of in a truck full of SKIMS apparel. If you don't know SKIMS, that's Kim Kardashian's underwear and clothing brand. SKIMS says they had no connection to the crime.
Recently, the brand's been making a lot of headlines for not great reasons. The employees are forming this class action lawsuit against Kim for unpaid wages. We've also got some headlines about SKIMS, trucks, moving drugs. Why am I not surprised?
I don't know, but I feel as though with gangs like that or cartel or whomever was involved in something this grandiose, they are very uniform. They are very controlled and they are very tact with how they move. So there's no coincidence in this.
But you're telling me that £7 million, $9.9 million worth of coke was all packaged neatly into Skim products.
I got married on a
The New Jersey Office of Attorney General accused SKIMS of improperly collecting sales tax between 2019 and 2024. A SKIMS spokesperson says the tax collection was due to a technical error that was fixed. They say the company is reaching out to all of the affected customers to provide refunds.
A routine shipment, a branded truck, 90 kilograms of powder were hidden in specially built compartments. And the name on the outside of that shipment? SKIMS. Now, to be clear, UK authorities and SKIMS itself have both stated that the brand had no knowledge of and no connection to what was found in that truck. A driver has been sentenced. Case closed, officially. But the internet does not close cases the way courts do. And the moment this story broke, something interesting happened. People started pulling up old clips, old interviews, old moments that sitting alone meant nothing. Sitting next to this headline started raising questions. What we are here to do is show you exactly what people are saying, what the timeline looks like when you lay it out flat and let you decide what you think. Because when a brand worth billions ends up at the center of a multi-million-dollar debust, and the first thing the internet does is start resurfacing old clips of the founder, talking about her relationship with certain substances, that reaction alone tells you something about how much trust people have left in the official story. Before we get to the bigger picture, let us start with what is already in the public record. Because the sea powder story did not land in a vacuum. It landed on top of a brand that has been quietly accumulating legal problems for a while now.
Kim Kardashian's brand SKIMS is paying $200,000 to settle fraud allegations in New Jersey. Iris Cloak reports the state alleged SKIMS body improperly charged New Jersey customers sales tax from 2019 through 2024, despite state exemptions. In a statement, Attorney General Matthew Platkin said, quote, "We won't tolerate conduct that unlawfully takes money out of the pockets of hardworking New Jerseyans." SKIMS blamed a technical error in its sales tax system and said the issue is now fixed. The company has also offered affected customers full refunds for any over-collected amounts. Under the settlement agreement, SKIMS must refund these overcharged taxes to customers in a timely manner over the next 4 years.
Kim Kardashian's SKIMS brand agreed to pay a settlement after fraud allegations surfaced over improper sales tax charges to customers across multiple states over a period of roughly 4 years. No dramatic court battle, just a quiet settlement and a statement about a technical error. What is notable here is not just the settlement itself, it is the pattern it suggests. A brand of this size, with this level of professional infrastructure behind it, has allegedly overcharged customers for years and is calling it a technical error. That explanation may be true. It is also the kind of explanation that tends to get accepted when the brand in question has enough lawyers to make the alternative uncomfortable.
Damn it, Kimberly, you really should have stayed in law school because these lawsuits are stacking up. Her brand SKIMS was hit with a lawsuit, and it also looks like a SKIMS employee is now suing her. Kind of reminds me of Kylie Jenner being sued by her housekeepers. Like, if there's anyone in this world who's actually enjoyed working for the Kardashian Jenners, please put your hand up. This article reports between a former employee accusing SKIMS of labor violations, New Jersey regulators slapping the brand over allegedly charging taxes it should not have charged, and a designer claiming SKIMS hijacked her business name. The brand suddenly has lawyers attached to almost every headline, and honestly, for a company built on precision and control, the time timing could not be messier. The latest headache that Kim is dealing with comes from a former Skims employee, David Knight, who filed a lawsuit in California accusing the company of several wage and labor violations. David says that he and other employees were allegedly denied overtime pay despite working more than 8 hours or more than 40 hours a week. He also claimed that workers were not given legally required meal and rest breaks and were not properly paid minimum wage for all hours worked. Sounds like a standard Kardashian Jenner job. We see Kylie over here like tossing around Hermes Birkin bags, and it's crazy that they are living such a lavish life, but their employees can't even live like a basic standard life. David is not just suing over his own experience, he's seeking a class action lawsuit so a bunch of these employees can come together and sue the brand, which is a big deal for David to get this class action lawsuit moving because it shows that he's not just a disgruntled employee. There's actually a problem here. Kim Kardashian is not personally named a lawsuit, but let's be real, her name is glued to Skims at this point. And let's see what Skims has to say for this. Skims responded to the lawsuit with a statement that practically sounded like someone had slammed a designer handbag onto a conference table before speaking. In a statement to TMZ, the representative flatly denied the allegations and called the lawsuit a boilerplate filing recycled by plaintiffs' firms across California in search of fast settlements. Pretty much Kim and Skims are stating that they're not going to fold over this one. They have a lot of money and they have very expensive attorneys to try to make this all go away. Why do moments like this always remind me of that clip of Kim stating that nobody wants to work nowadays? Well, they are working, they're just not being properly compensated.
Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people that want to work.
And then there is this. Former Skims employee David Knight filed a lawsuit in California in May 2026, alleging that he and other workers were denied overtime pay, denied legally required meal and rest breaks, and were not properly compensated for all hours worked. He is seeking class action status, which means he believes this was not just his experience, but a systemic practice affecting a wider group of employees. Kim is not personally named in that filing, but her name and Skims are effectively the same thing at this point. And what makes this clip particularly interesting is what she says about workers in it. She seems unbothered, the kind of unbothered that tends to read differently once you know a lawsuit is sitting in the background. Two separate legal actions, fraud allegations, labor violations, both quietly managed without the kind of press attention that would follow almost any other brand. That is the Skims paper trail before we even get near anything more serious. Now, individually, neither of these things is extraordinary. Brands settle tax disputes, labor lawsuits happen. But when you are already in the middle of a substance bust headline, a pattern of legal issues starts to feel less like bad luck and more like a management style. Here is where it gets more personal. The questions people are asking about Kim Kardashian and substances are not new. They are actually quite old. And the reason the Skims substance story hit so differently online is that a lot of people felt like they had seen pieces of this before.
So recently, Kim Kardashian decided to promote a product that she has actually been paid to promote. It is a morning sickness pill, and of course it makes sense for her to promote it because she is pregnant, and so they decided to capitalize on this. Now the problem is, while she posted this picture with the drug in her hand, she failed to mention any of the potential side effects of the drug. And as a result, the FDA got involved and told her, look, you gotta take this down, and the manufacturer of the drug needs to be really careful with how they promote it, because if they don't follow the certain regulations that we have in place, they could deal with some serious consequences. Now, according to the FDA, Kim Kardashian's post, which actually garnered 460,000 likes, misleadingly fails to provide material information about the consequences that may result from the use of the drug and suggests that it is safer than has been demonstrated. So in her description of it, she made it seem like there are no side effects, right? Like, oh my God, this is safe for my baby.
I just want to read a little piece of it. I felt a lot better, and most importantly, it's been studied and there were no increased risks to the baby. I'm so excited and happy with my results.
Okay, amazing.
Like, oh, I know, because normal people in their, while talking will mention studies in their Instagram posts.
I know.
Okay, I am so happy and excited because studies show that this has very little side effects, and it's safe for my baby.
Well,
with Kim.
Obviously, that's not true. It does have some serious potential side effects.
In 2015, the FDA sent Kim Kardashian a formal warning letter demanding she remove an Instagram post where she promoted a prescription substance to her then 42 million followers, specifically because she listed the benefits while failing to mention any of the documented risks or side effects. The FDA called it misleading and warned that failure to comply could result in regulatory action. This is not a rumor or a fan theory. This is a federal regulatory body formally telling one of the most followed people on the internet that the way she was talking about a pharmaceutical product to a massive audience was dangerous and legally problematic. She removed the post, and then, reportedly, she put it back up. But that's not all. Her next admission is far more dramatic than her fearless post.
So I went to a women's prison, CIW, and I sat in a room like this, and this one girl was like, my boyfriend had me go get drugs or pick something up at this apartment, and I didn't know that like some shit was gonna go down and someone died, and like these crazy stories. And I thought to myself, oh my God, one time my friend had me go pick up like ecstasy at this apartment, and like, what if something happened? And I was like, I literally thought that. And
so Elle Woods, right?
And no, I'm being serious though. Like, I was like, what? I don't want to name names, but I'm getting myself in trouble here.
Kim herself, in her own words, describes a situation where she allegedly transported an e-pill from one location to another as a favor for a friend. She says it casually, almost like it is a funny story. The internet did not find it quite as casual after the Skims sea powder story broke.
I did once, and I got married. I did it again. Like everything bad would happen.
You were high on
Absolutely. Everyone knows it. Like my jaw was shaking.
This clip has been circulating for years, but it went viral again in May 2026, specifically because it resurfaced alongside the Skims substance story. In it, Kim says she was on the e-pill during significant personal moments in her life. She says it matter-of-factly, the way someone does when they are comfortable with the information. On top of that, there is one specific incident that raised more eyebrows than the previous ones combined.
He's adorable. He's 16 years old. I met him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And I guess he had said in an interview that, you know, he had a crush on me, and so I was kind of flirting back and said, oh, he's adorable. We met at the dinner. We took a picture together. He Twittered it and said, me and my girlfriend Kim. Everyone thought he was being serious, and thousands of teen girls started sending me the craziest messages on Twitter. Like, he's my man, how could you steal him from me? I better not see you in the streets, I'm gonna kill you, we're gonna murder you. Like, they were joking. I mean, they were, you know, 10, 11, 12 years old. I was, you know, joking, not joking, but being silly about it when I was, you know, writing to Justin, like, hey, Beebs, your fans are crazy. You know, he wrote back, stop harassing Kim. And so it's just been this fun kind of banter back and forth.
Put yourself in 2012 for a second. Kim Kardashian is the most talked about woman on the internet. Justin Bieber is the most talked about teenager on the planet. And here is Kim, on camera, being asked about him, casually, openly, the way someone talks when they genuinely do not think this moment is ever going to matter. That clip is being watched very differently right now, not just because of what she says about him specifically, but because of the version of Kim it reveals, the version that exists before the PR team, before the brand consultants, before 17 years of carefully managed public image, the version that just talks. And that version of Kim has a very different relationship with substances than the version that poses for magazine covers and testifies about criminal justice reform. Now, let us zoom out, because the substance story and the personal substance history are one layer. Underneath that is a much older and much more documented question about how Kim Kardashian built what she built and whether the official origin story holds up to scrutiny.
I definitely see the evolution of my fame. Everything has just evolved as time has gone on, and I think we've gotten to the point where, like, we're here. Like, it's past the point of a quick 15 minutes.
In 2006, before she was famous, Kim started spending time with bona fide celebrity Paris Hilton.
Paris, how are you today?
Good. You have to remember, we grew up with the Hiltons. She had known Paris her entire life.
At that point, Paris was huge. Paris was everywhere.
And very soon, so was Kim.
Very nice, very nice.
She was best known as being Paris Hilton's sidekick, but in reality, I think that girl was on a mission.
I remember we were sitting in her SLR Mercedes, and the doors flip up this way. And at that point, the paparazzi would lay on the ground to try to get a picture of you up your dress. And she said, okay, we need to make sure you don't give them that.
She don't want nobody to see her pussy.
Paris even put Kim in several episodes of her reality series, The Simple Life.
Paris showed her the ropes. Those are Kim's words. The question some people are asking is which specific ropes she is referring to. The fashion ones, the PR ones, or the ones that turn a scandal into a career.
You were good friends with Paris Hilton. Both of you were, or just Kim?
I was when I was younger.
You were. And, oh, you were friends with Nikki. So Paris Hilton, you would think would be happy for your success in the sense that she sort of came out of nowhere. Her family was interesting. Her background was interesting. She became a reality star. You could say the same for you guys. You were not anyone famous, but somehow through this sort of wacky lifestyle, wild lifestyle, hanging out in clubs and things, people became aware of you. But Paris Hilton is jealous of you, isn't she?
You know what? I haven't talked to her in a few years.
Why? You were good friends.
We were good friends.
What happened? You got famous and she couldn't deal with it, right? Be honest.
If you say so.
I'm asking you. What was the falling out? Did you ever say to her, Paris, what's going on here?
I never did.
Why?
It was one time we just didn't speak again.
And you guys know why you're not speaking. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean,
why be afraid to say it?
I did speak to her once when she went on a radio station and said that my ass looks like cellulite, like in a trash bag or something. She went on a radio station and she did call me to apologize. Cottage cheese. Cottage cheese.
That your ass has cottage cheese in it.
That's what she said.
She needed to put you down. So what does she feel? You copied her success, or
I'm sure
somehow you take away from something that she has?
I'm sure, but we've never had a conversation about it. We just one day did not speak again.
Don't you guys compete for the same dollars in a sense that part of the way you guys make a living, you can show up at a club and get paid $25,000 or something for just showing up, just to be at a party?
I mean, you would think that. You would think that for me, like with all my friends, I would love for my friends to do it so then I could be like, hey, let's do it together. Let's see if we can get like a package deal and let's go and host the party.
But I feel
together.
like also us as sisters, when we were instilled with these things, we're better as three than we are as one. Like three heads are better than one.
And then, at some point, Kim simply stopped talking to Paris. No fight, no falling out. Just a door that quietly closed once it was no longer useful to keep open. People who have followed both women for years say Paris went from being Kim's most important mentor to being someone Kim apparently had no further use for once the empire was built. That pattern of using people and then distancing from them once their utility runs out is something that keeps coming up in stories about this family. Ray J says the same thing happened to him, in a different way, with much higher stakes.
Now, just so we're on the same page, you said they stole from you, or they stole from your sister, they stole from your mom. You're using that as an example because of the lawyer fees attached to this, or?
They stole 800 grand, or it was like 600,000 to 800,000 off my mom's credit card and Brandy's credit card.
To do what?
They stole it. So Kim and Chloe was my sister's assistants. Kim was doing closets. They didn't have any money. All that's a lie. They worked for Brandy. Brandy said, go shopping for me. They swipe the card and get Brandy 3 or 4 Jimmy Choo shoes or whatever, or clothes, whatever, and then they'll get themselves like 4 or 5 shoes too. Over and over for months and months and months until they ran up to like almost $1 million. Then my mom gave them the card. My mom don't spend money. My mom is very frugal. They spent like 100 bands on her card running it up, and that's how she found it.
Still fashion?
On all kind of shit, bro. They had my mom's credit card. They thought my mom spent like Brandy spent and stole all their money, bro. They got caught. They had to pay it back. It's in court. They had to pay it back. It's just Brandy is a good person, and I guess she was in a situation where she couldn't speak on it, so they got away with it. They paid the money back, or they paid majority. I don't know. They got caught. It's court documents. You stole almost $1 million from my family. At the same time, you pointed the finger at me and said, I'm the bad guy. You did this to us. a family with morals and values, and bitch, suck my dick. Oh, my bad. You already did that. There's nothing left. So I'm carving out another career because I can't go mainstream. They got the mainstream on lock. You fuck with us, they not fucking with you. So here's the reality stars and grimy shows and traumatic shows in another lane that you can't fuck with. There's the scooty bikes and there's the earbuds with partners in Korea that you can't fuck with, that I can continue to build brands. Like, we make 80 million a year on Raycon when we started. 8 million, 40 million, 80, 80, 80, 80. What could I possibly, like, how much would I make if I was the person that is really who I am? Like you're making me bad, so I'm surviving. And then every 5 or 6 years, they bring it back up. You know what I'm saying?
Ray J alleges that Kim and members of her family used his family's credit cards without authorization, made purchases for themselves while supposedly shopping on his family's behalf, were caught, and had to pay the money back. He says he ended up being the bad guy in that story, despite being the one who was allegedly stolen from, partly because the Kardashian family had enough media relationships to control how the narrative landed publicly. Maybe that must be the reason Kanye regretted his relationship with Kim.
You know, Kim was Paris Hilton's assistant.
What's going on with it? That is if I ever go to India outfit.
I should have had babies with Paris Hilton over Kim Kardashian. You guys, could you imagine if I had kids with Paris Hilton, how many hotels I have now? You get what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about that. The Hilton. You know, the Hilton. Because I think I'm staying in the Hilton right now.
Kanye West has said on record that he wished he had chosen Paris Hilton instead. That is a remarkable thing for a man to say publicly about the mother of his children. And while Kanye's public statements need to be taken in context, this one is specific enough and pointed enough that people close to that situation have said it reflects something real about how he felt in the later years of their marriage.
You're really going to sit here and tell me that the Kardashians do not have any affiliation to this? This is how they get their money. This is how they get their coin. And I think that this has got everything to do with Kim trying to be in the office, you know, trying to post bail for so many of these people and these prisoners and etc., wanting to get into the political world and taking a picture with, you know, the president in the office, and just that connection that she has. I think it's got everything to do with the transportation of illegal substances that she perhaps is turning a blind eye to when it comes to her products, when it comes to her companies. No different to Cristiano creating a church to basically wash money, and the gang mafia affiliations when Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott were staying in a particular New York apartment where so much illegal gambling was taking place amongst people within the football world. It was all very interesting when all of that happened, and they always seem to be a close radar to everything. They always seem to be a close radar to everything. They're always at the wrong place at the wrong time, but it's not them at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's somebody that's basically in some kind of third degree connection. Now, if you're going to transport substances and get paid for it, the con of this is that if you get caught, only you're going to go down. Unless, you know, you sign some plea deal and etc., because they want to get the people on top, whatever, which I don't think is ever going to happen to the, you know, the Kardashian clan. But the con of doing all of that is that you're going to go down if you get caught, nobody else, because they don't give a damn about anybody else simply but you. This is how, I'm not saying that Skims is not successful. I think that her brands are definitely successful and they are making a lot of money, but this is how you can move a lot of money, by transporting a lot of substances. You know, drug trafficking is basically what they call it, and this has got Skims written all over it. Literally, you can see in the packaging here, it's also packaged so well. You're really going to tell me that the substances were just put into Skims without anybody knowledge higher up at Skims? This is so bad for the brand, and the article is now everywhere, and I definitely believe that Kim and the clan are 100% affiliated to the transportation of these substances. JP Morgan, for goodness sake, have gone through the ringer for what they've basically been accused of when it comes to transporting so many substances. People think that the transportation of these illegal substances only happens with minuscule companies, minuscule agencies, minuscule mafias, gangsters, people on the road. No, it happens high up in the corporate world. That's why you have a lot of corporate people who work there taking all of this stuff. It transports massively amongst huge companies, and I think that Skims is possibly one of them. You know, the entities and the companies that the Kardashians create, which is so many at this point, every single damn year there's something else opening up. You're really going to sit here and tell me that these companies are only going to be selling clothes? That is the only motive. Whatever they're selling is only what they're selling, and that's it. They're not actually sitting here transporting stuff behind the scenes through stuff to either wash money or create a lot more. You're telling me, hold on, this is a lot of coke that was basically being transported, guys. It wasn't just a random small amount that he was caught with. 90 kilograms. 90 kilograms, 198 pounds. I weigh 80 kilograms, okay?
Murad Merali lays out something that a growing number of fans have also noted. The way celebrity brands like SKIMS are structured, launching new sub-brands every year or two, building revenue streams that go well beyond product sales, creates what he describes as an infrastructure that could theoretically be used for purposes beyond legitimate retail. And let's not forget that Epstein's name keeps appearing at the edges of stories involving celebrity substance access, pharmaceutical connections, and the broader world of elite parties where substances were allegedly a currency as much as a product.
So these unsent draft emails in this particular situation have caught a lot of attention. What do you know about them?
That's right. Well, Aaron, these two drafted emails are both dated July 18th, 2013, and they were saved in Jeffrey Epstein's email accounts. They appear to be draft emails from Epstein to itself. It's not actually clear who authored them, and there's no indication the messages were ever sent. No evidence they were shared with Bill Gates or anyone else. Now, in those draft emails, Epstein or whoever authored them makes graphic and explicit and unverified allegations about Gates. Within one email, Epstein claimed he helped, quote, get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls and set up illicit trysts with married women. The email also references Gates asking Epstein to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments. One draft email alleges that Gates tearfully asked Epstein to delete messages referencing an STD, writing, "Your request that I provide you antibiotics that you surreptitiously give to Melinda." It also says Gates asked to delete explicit personal details about his penis. Now, a representative for Gates strongly denied those claims, telling CNN they were, quote, absolutely absurd and absolutely false. And Gates himself was asked about this by a CNN affiliate in Australia. Take a listen to what he said here.
Apparently, Jeffrey wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. It just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, apologize that I did that. It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
And that's his response, it seems like, within the past day or so.
Recently, unsealed documents include what appear to be unsent emails from Jeffrey Epstein discussing the distribution of pills to people in his circle. Epstein was convicted of ST and was, according to multiple investigations, also deeply embedded in networks where pharmaceutical and illegal substances were allegedly used as tools of access and control. And fans online are connecting those emails to Kim Kardashian directly. What we are saying is that the world Epstein operated in, the elite circles, the celebrity adjacency, the use of substances as social currency, is the same general world that keeps appearing in the background of stories about the Kardashian family and their connections.
Are we saying that we feel like Kim Kardashian or SKIMS, the brand, has something to do with this trafficking incident here?
Correct.
Are we saying?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because this is not a coincidence. Can I say cartel? I'm gonna say cartel. Can I say cartel? I don't know. But I feel as though with gangs like that or cartel or whomever was involved in something this grandiose, they are very uniform. They are very controlled and they are very tight with how they move. So there's no coincidence in this. I don't think this was a surprise. I don't think they're like, oh my God, this person had it. They know exactly what this man had, and I don't think it's the first time because we often, every time it's involved, it's always something different.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you on that one because, the man who was arrested, the driver, he agreed to smuggle this in. That's what he said, and he was paid $5,243. But who built the compartments? Because those compartments, that's what held the white substance. Okay, you know what? Let me tell you real quick. I wanted to feel like
that Kim Kardashian, and I'm not even gonna say the other person who is responsible for SKIMS because I love and respect her, so y'all find it out on your own. But at the end of the day, I just want to say that I love SKIMS, and I just hope that this is not what they are involved in low key. But what's making me feel like, as this story, you just told that part, is that the driver admitted to agreeing to have this on his cargo. No one is admitting to that. Exactly. So that's what makes me feel like maybe you really he has to take the fall for this thing, and he already knows that they'll take care of him.
Well, I would admit to it too. If you only pay me $5,000, you got to pay me more money to lie for you. $5,000 ain't nothing. Give me a.
That's what I'm saying. $9.3 million worth of narcotics for $5,000. What kind of foolery is this?
That's it. $9 million and you got $5,000. I would snitch too.
Here is the thing about operations at this scale. When authorities find 90 kilograms of a controlled substance hidden inside specially constructed compartments in a branded commercial truck, that is not someone improvising. That is not a driver who got ambitious on a Tuesday. The people in this clip are making a point that professional investigators and former law enforcement have made publicly many times. At a certain volume, at a certain level of logistical sophistication, the idea that nobody further up the chain had any awareness of the arrangement becomes very difficult to defend statistically. There is also something worth noting about what happens next in cases like this. A driver gets sentenced, a brand releases a statement, the news cycle moves on, and the questions that were never officially asked simply go unasked. The compartments were built into the truck specifically. That is in the court documents. Purpose-built concealment for a purpose-built route. The driver is now serving 13.5 years, and the brand is still selling shapewear. So we leave you with two questions. The first one is simple. When a shipment at this scale is intercepted, with purpose-built compartments, on a documented international route, and the only person who faces consequences is the driver, does that feel like the full story to you? Or does it feel like the beginning of one that nobody with the power to finish it actually wants to tell? The second one is harder. Kim Kardashian has discussed substances casually in her own words, in her own footage, across multiple decades. Her brand has paid fraud settlements. Her workers are suing for unpaid wages. Her former partner says she stole from his family and used the media to make him the villain. Her former husband says publicly that he chose wrong, and now a truck carrying her brand's name was found packed with 90 kilograms of cocaine in hidden compartments. At what point does the benefit of the doubt become something you have to consciously choose to give, rather than something that just happens automatically because the name attached to the story is famous enough? If you liked this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.